All right, we are live, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my special guest, man, from San Diego State, man, kicker, Gabriel Plascencia, man. How's it going, bro?
What's going on? It's been good, man. Just been enjoying the process. I was just in the Bay Area not too long ago, last Wednesday. So now I'm back in San Diego for a couple days, and I'll head home to the Bay for the draft, and it's gonna be an exciting process.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. For those people who are not familiar with you, man, tell them who you are.
Yeah. So my name is Gabriel Plascencia. I'm a kicker from San Diego State, 3-year letterman there. I'm originally from Oakland, California, so I'm an Oakland guy, Bay Area guy. Went to Bishop O'Dowd High School, played at College of San Mateo for a year and a half, and then came down here to San Diego State, and now looking to pursue opportunities at the NFL level.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. But your football story was pretty interesting, so I like to know what got you into football because I did a little more homework when I saw your interviews.
Oh yeah. So I never played football growing up. Always played soccer. All my siblings they played in college. My dad played professionally, and so there's actually a security guard from Bishop O'Dowd who was the freshman team coach, and one of my buddies. He asked one of my really good friends to go and ask if I wanted to play football, and he asked me, and on the spot I was just like, you know what, why not? Like let's just go and try it, and went out, kicked, played D line, played edge, played everything, played O line, and I was actually going to quit after my first freshman year because I knew I wanted to take soccer seriously and focus on that. And it wasn't until my mom. We were leaving campus, and my mom refused to leave campus until I went and talked to our head varsity coach, Napoleon Kaufman. And we went back around. She left me there, and I talked to him. And the next thing you know, I'm the kicker on the varsity team. So, pretty fun story. I mean, it helped me get to where I am now. So, forever and grateful to my mom for helping me do that.
I mean, it's kind of a remarkable story because some of these athletes, like from your background, you did soccer mostly as a kid because you had family that were soccer type of individuals. But
Mhm.
you did like both sports at the same time on separate events, right?
Yeah. So I actually it was pretty difficult. So I had club soccer when we still had football season. So I was playing football and soccer at the same time throughout all of high school. So I would go from football practice at 3:30 until 6, and then after that I'd have soccer practice from 7 to 8:30. So I was doing both right after football season. Sometimes football season would lead into high school soccer season. Um, but like obviously my high school soccer coach was my brother, so I had a little leniency with him there. But yeah, I played both at the same time and played both back to back, and I honestly felt like it helped me, transition from soccer to kicking. It was just staying the leg strong, the leg going, like nonstop year round, kind of kept me fresh and going.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes playing two sports can actually kind of build you up more. Like sometimes it can build you durable, more stamina, more energized, and
Mhm.
more different backgrounds.
Absolutely.
But since you've kind of done some local pro days and all this other stuff, what NFL teams have you met with?
Yeah, so I actually had a phone interview with the Bears. Have met and talked with the Raiders a ton. One of their coaches, special teams coaches, really great guy. I've been in contact with him. Been in contact with the Niners, Chargers, the two local day visits that I've gone on. I've also met a bunch of coaches at my kicking coaches event here in San Diego, Novak Kicking. Met with a couple teams, met with the Vikings, the Eagles, um, I think the Falcons, and I've been talking to the Rams a little bit as well. So just been a process, just hearing out teams and all that. But excited for what's to come.
Oh yeah, especially if you're getting interest from teams who are looking for a legitimate kicker, man. Like of course a
Mhm.
guy coming out of college. I mean, your longest field goal overall from college football, it has 53 yards from your statistics. But what's like your personal best from outs, like like practice or anything like individually?
Yeah, so I've actually hit 73 in New Mexico during our bowl week. Um, we were kind of messing around a little bit during practice during bowl week, and we're just like, all right, let's just see how far back we can go. and I went back to 73 and nailed it right down the middle. You know, like that was one of those times where I was like, hell yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. And, you know, I've like throughout the process, I've hit a couple 70s. I mean, we have this thing called TrackMan, which actually tracks all of our kicking stats from ball speed to like where it's good from, kind of similar to golf. And I've hit a couple from 70. At my pro day, I think my farthest was like 67, good from, or 68, something like that. So it was. I've been letting loose. I just haven't had the opportunities in college. It's hard, you know. It's hard to, it's hard to get into those situations, and then especially at Snapdragon Stadium, the field was always a little 50-50 on the quality. So it just depends on the time. And
that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. 73 yards. If you were having that chance to attempt the NFL, it would be the record as we speak.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I think the kicker from the Jaguars has something like 68, if I'm mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got the record. He hit that last season, Cam Little.
Yeah, but dude, it says on the season 53, but you can kick 20 more yards off that. Man, oh my God, bro, you must have that strong leg, man. That strong leg, right? Like those leg exercise or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's just all leg work, hip work, all that stuff.
Yeah. Like, for some people who don't understand playing kicker, man, it's a very pressure position, man. It's a position where you can get cut because of the pressure. Like, why do you feel like it's more pressure for a lot of these guys?
I feel like a lot of the times it's like just because it's kind of like our one goal is to kind of make the kick. It seems to be a lot more pressure than that you put on yourself than anything else. A lot of it's mental. A lot of kicking is all mental. So it's just kind of like you just have to kind of block out that noise and block out that internal pressure. You're always going to have more pressure on yourself than people are going to put pressure on you. So, for you, it's just like kicking at a high level and doing that is just canceling out the noise, Oh
yeah, you gotta like overcome those noise and not let it get to you, because mentally, like you said, some kickers they have to block it mentally.
Oh yeah.
And they got to have confidence too, because a couple missed kicks here and there, some of these kickers tend to lose a little confidence of themselves. But then, like you said, they could regain it slowly back to where they are. But
absolutely.
But why do you feel like playing soccer is so important for some kickers, man? Because that kind of translated pretty well for some of these kickers at the next level.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of gives you a set foundation on your mechanics. There's a lot of differences between soccer kicking and there is field goal kicking, but those soccer like abilities from like hitting a free kick, hitting a penalty, hitting a cross, like all of that, it gives you a foundation basically to work off of, and it gives you like a head start, I would say, on the kicking game. You look at a lot of guys now who are professional kickers. They've all played soccer growing up, all did it, just transitioned into kicking because they were really good at it, and it gives you a good base. It'll help you start your journey and all that, but you have to work after that to keep going to get to those high levels.
Exactly, that comes with a lot of that. But I usually ask this a lot for my guests: why should NFL teams draft you, and what makes you stand out from your position as a kicker?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at my stats. At the end of the day, like if you want a guy that makes, that's me. Whether it's rain, shine, cold, it doesn't matter the condition. The grass is sand, like whatever it is. I've kicked in it all, and I've finished my career one of the best field goal percentages in college football, and that's for a reason, and that's a testament to who I am. And if you want someone who's going to make kicks on Sundays and win those big games for you and help you get to the playoffs, like I'm that guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, I like this question. I didn't even think of this question from Papa J. What exercise or drills do you practice for that type of pressure?
Absolutely. So a huge thing is putting yourself in situations in practice that are harder than games. So when you're in practice and you're going through, your field goal operation and all that, like you want to mentally set yourself in a space where, hey, like this is a game-winning kick. Like you want to put pressure on yourself in practice so that when it comes to game time, it's it feels like you've done it a bunch of times, and that's kind of what it is. You want to make practice harder than games, so that when games comes around, like you feel good, you feel ready to go, and you can be truly yourself. So that's like all like mentally working at practice, or like being, hey, like talking to your snap or your holder, like, hey, let's do like a real light. Let's run from the sideline onto the field. Let's do that, or even like we did at San Diego State at the last practice of the week before game day. We ended it with a game winning field goal, surrounded by the entire team. Crowd noises, guys spraying water bottles at me. Anything just to make it harder than the game. So doing that pressure in practice will make the games a lot easier for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, just from your background, it's impressive, and you're not just some ordinary kicker. You're just like you're kind of like a thick built kicker, man. You're the lefty kind of kicker. Like, I haven't seen a kicker like that since Seabass, man. Like Sebastian Janikowski, he was overdrafted for the position, but he became one of the best at his position. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm from Oakland, so I grew up watching Niners Raiders games, and watching Seabass. There's a lot of similarities between us two. We kind of have the same deal. We have that same leg strength. We have that same, accuracy. That's the same number too at that. So it's something I definitely look to for like watching film on guys in the league and all that. So if a team wants to take me, I could be their next Seabass.
I mean, dude, you would just live out a dream regardless. I mean, like,
Yeah.
just imagine you just wearing one of those idol guys, number 11, and you just go into Las Vegas, wear that, and you just kick. That's all you do. Yeah, like not everybody can live out a dream like that, but you grew up where the Raiders used to be at.
Yeah. Grew up watching games at the Coliseum and all that. More a candlestick, if I'm going to be honest. I'm more of a candlestick guy, but.
You're a Stanford. So in between the Raiders and Niners, you were more of the Niners, or what?
Yeah, I would say so. It was always like a split within my family. Like guys were always, Raiders, Niners. Like there was always a split in the family, being from the Bay. So, I like both. I support both.
Okay, but you're kind of more in between the Niners. But you know what? At this point, it's whatever team you get at this point.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. My favorite. If someone asked me the other week, I was like, "What's your favorite team?" And I told them, I said, "Whatever team takes me."
But okay, but at one point you were between the Niners and Raiders, but you had Niners in the top over there. But now you're just a free agent. You have whatever team takes you.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it's the Chargers, man, God bless them. At least they won't choke, right? At least they won't choke lead if you kick some field goals for them. But in all seriously, man, like, for a lot of people, when it comes to preparation against the opponents, I mean, being a kicker, I mean, you guys just have to practice more on kicking under the circumstances, the environment, and all that stuff. And then as a guy who kicks the ball, you have to prepare on kicking where the returners are at too. So how do you prepare on each opponent when you look at film or all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of stuff with practice, you want to be intentional with your reps, and each week you'll kind of see what the returner does, what's their return formation in terms of kickoff. I know at San Diego State we had a thing where we kind of had an option to hit either way, hit left or right, depending on how the off return and the returner looks, how they're aligned. A lot of that I feel like is similar to what's it called? A lot of that's similar to the NFL aspect of kickoffs, just because now that everyone's up there and you have to kind of hit it in the landing zone. You're not really looking for touchbacks anymore. You're gonna have to spray it everywhere. It's just all based off alignment. So like having different types of balls in your like it's kind of like golf, where you have different clubs for different situations. It's kind of similar to that. So just finding finding what they do good and finding what we do good and seeing what happens.
Oh, absolutely. This is part of the most intriguing question I probably usually don't ask often, but as a special teamer person who's done gunners or kickoff stuff before, why do you feel like special teams should be important for some of these NFL teams? Because, you know, it doesn't get much recognition. There is plays that could factor into what, like how teams win games or not, you know?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like you look at it, it's the hidden yardage in the game. You know, there's a lot of times where, hey, an explosive kickoff return leads to a touchdown, where you put yourself in a situation where, say, you pin them within their 10 or their 15, and now they have to go the full length of the field to score a touchdown. And that's what you want to do on teams. You want to make it harder for them to score, or you want to make it easier for you to score. You want to make it helper. You want to make everything easier for your team. And so having that, creates an advantage. Like at the NFL level, everything is so like pins and needles difference. Like everything's so close in competition that you want every advantage that you can. And being good on special teams will help you win games. I mean, you look at the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Jason Myers was just 6 for 6 or 5 for 5 on field goals, and he helped them honestly win that game. In my personal opinion, I think he's special teams MVP. For that game, but like you look at that, like guys like that, even their punter pinning them within the 10-yard line, like all that stuff will help you get an edge in a game. And the Seahawks have the benefit for that.
I think he could have been the MVP also. He could have made a strong argument for MVP actually, but like when you look at other kickers who've been viable, like Adam Vinatieri, when it came to those 3 Super Bowls for the Patriots, he was the one that made the kicks and won. So like I feel like for some people that don't understand what it's like to have an actual good kicker, it's not easy to find one because consistency for a kicker, they got to make the kicks. And some fans who are casual, they think it's simple to make a kick, bro. Nah, it takes a lot of work for these guys to perfect their craft, and they got to have a strong leg. They have to have a good, accurate distance where they kick, But for those people who don't understand, bro, kicking a ball ain't as easy as some people think.
Yeah, especially, and then you come into like different places, like you go and play in Baltimore, or you go play in Buffalo in November. Like weather can also play an impact into those things, and
pressures.
Exactly, yeah. So like playing in those weather conditions, and some guys are new to the team. Some guys have been there years. Like you want to find a kind of a rhythm to everything. So it's hard to find a good kicker, but there's a lot of kickers that can do it.
Yeah, the ones who haven't got an opportunity can probably showcase themselves like that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, here's a good one because I've seen a lot of kickers do these type of things. Like for you, what kind of do you find a 2-step or a 3-step approach better?
I think it's personal preference. For me, I'm a 3-step approach type of guy. That's just the way I've taught. That's the way I've always done it. I know Sebastian Janikowski was a guy that kind of did both. There's people that change it depending on where they're at in their career. But me personally, like I've done 3-step my entire time, and that's what I'm comfortable with. It's all a comfort thing with kickers. I think you could get an op time at a 1-3 or lower with either one. Just personal preference,
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, even for you as a kicker, I mean, you have quite different backgrounds because you said you played a little bit of defensive line and offensive line and some, and then even soccer. So you got a good background all at once.
Yeah. I mean, I like to say I'm a football player first, more than anything else. My special teams coach from San Diego State yesterday, he actually sent me a clip of me decleating a guy on a kickoff against Air Force. I think it was 2024. And so it's just like in my eyes, I see myself as a football player, like more than anything else. So
yeah, but like you just told me, like you're like even as a kicker, you decleated one of the players from the Air Force from that kickoff play. Like, dude, like most kickers are afraid of tackling, bro. But you got the size, and you're like, man, I want to take this guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, the guys on the team will tell you. My coach gets mad at me sometimes because I tend to find my way into the action when he doesn't really want me to, and I mean that's just my instincts. Like I've played other positions in high school, and even when I played at College of San Mateo, I was doing the same thing. If I didn't hit a touchback, I felt like I didn't do my part. So I would always go down there to kind of make up for that, and if that's making a tackle or not, like it's what it is.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Like, I think that's one thing you can take your pride into is like you're not afraid of tackling like some kickers.
Mhm. Oh
Like,
yeah,
there's some kickers who try to be more conservative and smart. They'll just try to use their hand tackle or something. But there's always some kickers who just go in there and just try to make a rap tackle.
hmm oh
And then
yeah,
they act like they're on the defense, man.
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
this
I
one
mean,
play. I remember this one play by Wisnowski, the punter, man. He made this hit on the Broncos and got flagged for that shit.
yeah,
You seen
yeah,
that
yeah.
one?
I have. I watch every night and then. I watch every night and then, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it's rare you see kickers get called that.
Yeah, I remember like 3-4 years ago, a kicker got ejected. I think from USC for spearing. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a funny clip. You should look that up. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I might have to look. I might have to look at a couple of clips. Then I got to look at the one where you deplete the Air Force player, man. Because
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen. I mean, if you got that background of being a defender, man, you got to be something.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you're the 11th guy out there, so
You're the
if it
least
comes
guy.
down to you, you gotta make the tackle.
Yeah, but you're probably the one that usually doesn't have to be the one going. But then if you're the closest, you got to make it, of course.
You gotta do it. Yeah,
But they always try to protect their kickers, man, because when they tackle, they get hurt.
yeah. So you gotta be. You gotta be built for it.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people who don't understand being a kicker, man, they've always had the most journeys, or they always been on one team for so long. But sometimes it's always about the consistency and where the environment is all about.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on timing. Like there's guys that have been around the league, guys who stuck around for that team for a long time. It's just all it is the timing, consistency. It's it's a very niche position in football for sure.
But yeah, for your humble experience, man, it took you a while to be a the one who got like one of those scholarships, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I came here, San Diego State as a walk on. I sat behind Jack Browning, who actually punted for the Buccaneers 2 years ago, and is currently playing in the UFL right now. Um, Sat behind him, played half the season. Um, Played half the season the year that he was there, and a whole new coaching staff change came in. They brought in two kickers, guys who played before, to compete against me in the spring, and I won the job and got put on scholarship after that, and it was the greatest feeling that I've ever experienced in my life. It was truly a blessing to call my family and tell them, hey, like, we did it. We finally did it. We got a scholarship. Like we worked for it. We earned it. Now let's go out and ball out on the field. Now that it's ours.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Like the hard work pays off itself. Like you said, you had to compete with these experienced kickers in college, man. So you had to earn your way up there.
Yeah, yeah. I remember I was like 3 years younger than them. These were like 6 year seniors, and it was an uphill battle for me. But at the end of the day, like you just have to go out there and make kicks, and that's what I was doing. That's what I did.
Oh, absolutely, man. Oh, I
Mhm.
like this question right here. See, this is how I like some of the audience that know about the position too. So, just out of curiosity, do you have a lucky kicky tee, or do you just use whatever they give you?
Yeah, for me, it's I use whatever we have. I mean, I'll know which one it is before kind of the game. I like to use the same stuff throughout the week that I use during game day, just so like there's a familiarity sense to it. Um, I don't really have I have a couple superstitions. Like for me, I have to wear grip socks throughout the games, just so like, my foot doesn't slide in my cleats or anything like that. Another thing is I like to drink an energy drink before every game. Sometimes I shotgun it. Sometimes it's a shotgun type of game for those big games. We're shotgunning monsters in the locker room, and yeah, other than that, it's just whatever equipment that's there. Like use whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, looking at your personal best game during the season was playing against Fresno State, which is not too far from where I'm at. So I'm like not
Mhm.
I'm couple minutes from over there.
Yeah. That was a great game. I think I went 3 for 3 that game, hit from 50, 42, and I want to say 20 something. That was actually the game that I broke the Mountain West record for most consecutive field goals. I think it was 23, 24, something like that. It was a great game because one of my best friends is actually the snapper on their team. So like playing against him, we were teammates at College of San Mateo. So playing against him, he was actually at the 49ers local day with me as well last Wednesday. So having that opportunity to play against him and have family drive down from the Bay and from I don't know if you know where Manteca and Lathrop is. They're from out there, so having them drive down to be able to come and watch the game was something huge and personal for me. So, that was a great game experience for sure. And they have a great crowd. They have a great crowd that turns out. So, it's overall just great time.
Yeah, I've been at a couple of these game events, just as a fan, like outside looking in. I mean, like it's good environment. You always got a good supportive fan base out there. And yeah, I've got to see a couple of you guys play at, like, I think a couple of seasons ago, you guys were playing against Fresno State, and somehow you guys had a big lead, and somehow the time my wife wanted to leave, and I said, man, this game looks like it's going to be over. And then the moment I get out to the house, the Fresno State just came back and won.
Yeah.
Like, how y'all blow a lead? Like,
yeah. I remember that. That was a special teams nightmare type of game.
Yeah, but you were a part of that. You were playing 3 years.
I wasn't there yet. I got there the semester after, so that was in 2022. I got there this semester after that, so I heard all about it. My special teams coach was like showing that film for months on end. That was the one game that really hurt a lot.
Yeah, because that was one of the games where, it was like getting close to the fourth quarter and it just seemed like the game was out of reach. And then my wife just said, let's just go. What the heck? And I'm like, sometimes I always say the game ain't over until the fat lady sings. And then the moment I get home, like once the traffic was done, I see that they made a comeback. I'm like, man, this is why I don't like leaving football games. But, yeah. But I think you're the huge reason why their special teams was a lot better now since you kind of like played for them.
Yeah. I mean, last year we finished in the ESPN Plus rankings #1 in special teams. Finished number 6 in efficiency last season. Even the season before, I think we finished top 10 in efficiency as well. And I was always told by my special teams coach at San Diego State. He said, the one thing that is truly special about being a specialist is that you can be so good that no one else matters. And basically what that's saying is like, you have the power, like it's just you guys out there. It's like, the field goal, the snap, the pull, the kick, the punter, the snapper, all that. Like, you guys can be so good that even say if someone messes up, you can make up for it by hitting a good ball or making the kick or, hitting a good kickoff. Like, you could be so good that, makes up for a lot of things.
Yeah, you just gotta put your mind into it and your heart into it. So,
absolutely.
But I feel like this journey just has been like, you've kind of went a long ways. I mean, you had more of living up to your family by doing soccer, but you got to do something differently, right?
Yeah. So I mean, watching my brother played soccer at San Jose State. My other brother played at USD. My oldest brother actually kicked, but I wasn't alive there. He's 19 years older than me, so I never got to watch him kick or anything like that. By the time I was alive and going, he was already done kicking, so I never really got to know kicking like that until I got to high school, and then he lives in Texas, so I see him only maybe a couple years, once a couple years, a couple times a year. So whenever I saw him, he knew that I started kicking. He was always like, "Oh yeah, you got to do this. You got to go to these camps and go to this and that." And yeah, I mean, it was a different path than most of my family. All my cousins played soccer. So, it was my own path in a way, but, I've had the help of my brother, going through the process.
Yeah, he became a big mentor to you and a huge influence. Usually, the bigger siblings are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, so I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest in my family. All my brothers are extremely older than me. Like my closest relative in age is 10 years older than me.
Yeah,
But they're all a pretty decent amount older, and they're all just huge role models for me. I always looked up to them. Watching them live their lives, start their lives, and like keep playing and all that. My brother was playing for the Earthquakes for a little bit. Both my brothers were actually. So being able to go to like their games and watch them play against like Chivas and all that, like it was. I looked up to that, and I always wanted to do something that they did too, and just now I'm doing it in a different sport. So
yeah. You have a chance to do something they haven't done, which is play at the NFL level. So
yeah. Mhm.
either way, it's an amazing accomplishment. Like we all have areas of weakness of our game. What do you feel like you need to work on as a kicker? Just from your area of weakness that you can improve on.
Yeah, I feel like for me, definitely it's learning these new kickoffs. I've been working at it for the past couple months, but something I want to do is really like get down that dirty ball that they want in the NFL. Just like the wobbly, hard to catch football and kickoff that like makes the returners kind of like second guess themselves in a way. I feel like that's something that I've been getting better at, and I feel like that's something that I'm going to need to continue to get better at. Obviously, to kick off in the NFL, it's a little different because in college, our coaches just want us to kick it out the back of the end zone, hit a touchback, and get the next play going. Here, it's like, all right, you have to place it on the numbers, line drive, or hit it down the middle, but make sure it's a knuckleball, a dirty ball. Like it's a lot of the new stuff that I'm learning, but we keep going and we keep learning it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But we all have something in place, because you finished with a degree, so you have a backup plan, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give my all into this because this is what I want to pursue with my life. This is what I want to do in life, and if nothing happens, then we go forward. But I'm gonna give this everything I got till the very end. So it's all in from here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, this is a good question, and I want to see how you would respond to this answer because sometimes there's teams or there's reporters who are going to throw you some tough questions, and you got to learn how to respond better with these ones. Okay, so top 5 teams you would like to get drafted to, man. I want to see how you would respond.
For me, it's any team. It's NFL team, NFL team, NFL team, NFL team, NFL team.
Exactly, man. I like it.
I don't have a preference on what team I go to. I don't care where they're at in the country. I just want an opportunity to go out there and kick, and that's at the end of the day, that's all I can ask for. That's the only thing I can go and look forward to is having an opportunity to do that, and at the end of the day, like decisions are made that are out of my control. The only thing I can control are the controllables, and for me, that's just going out there and kicking.
Yeah, exactly. This is what should matter to you. Whatever team pays you, whatever team pays you, whatever team pays you, whatever team pays you, whatever team pays you. That's what matters. Whatever team pays you and keeps you employed, man, that's all that matters.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a California guy. Like I'm ride or die California. But if I have to go to Florida, if I have to go to New York, like I don't care. I just want to go and kick.
Yeah. So okay, we got a couple more like outside of football. Who are you as a person?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a very big home guy. I like to play a couple video games like every now and then. Play with some friends. I just got into golfing like 2.5 years ago, and that's something that I've been doing a lot on my free time. Haven't been able to do it as much this spring just because of training and all that. But yeah, I mean, I love golfing. I'm a big golf guy now. I try to go out whenever I can. Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of just like going on walks. Like San Diego's so scenic, the beaches and all that. Like just go hanging by the beach, chilling. going on hikes. Like there's so many beautiful places in the world that like I started taking an appreciation for. It was like enjoying nature, enjoying the world. Like, um, it's truly beautiful when you really take a second to kind of flush out everything in the world and just like be like, just look at it and just be like, wow, like this is truly a great creation. Like this is God's creation right here. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, like okay, like you growing up from Oakland, you grew up in the Bay where wasn't too far from San Francisco, but going all the way down south towards San Diego, you can't go wrong with the beaches and all that other stuff.
Oh no. It's beautiful over here. Like it's I love San Diego. I love the Bay Area, but like man, San Diego's just different.
You know,
The beaches here are just like the water's so blue. It's the water sometimes is warm. Like it's good to go in and all that. And the weather out here, it's like 75 and sunny every day. Like I don't know, like I'm from the Bay and like we get sunny days too, but it always starts with either a
not as
gloom.
bad, no.
It gets a gloom like in the mornings and all that. It's not as nice, but yeah, I mean out here I just been enjoying life, enjoying nature, just enjoying the times, you know.
Oh yeah. So, what would be the advice for somebody who's been in a similar situation with you that would be encouraging for them?
Like in terms of like a younger kicker, or
Yeah, like a younger version of yourself that's going through some similar path. What would be the encouraging part for them to continue?
yeah, I mean, my thing would be, don't get too caught up into all the media and stuff. Just focus on yourself, control the controllables. At the end of the day, like you'll see people will have their mock drafts and whatever, and like you may not be on that list, but at the end of the day, you have to know your value, your talent, and you have to just stay confident in yourself. Um, all you have to do is go out there and, all you need is one. It doesn't matter which one it is. All you need is one. And when you have that chance, make the most of it. Go out there, kick well, make the most of your opportunities, and, control what you can control. Because at the end of the day, like everyone's going to have, you know, their own opinions and all that. Like, the only thing you can do is just have fun and control what you can control.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's answer this question for Papa J, and then I got last two ones, and we can end on a good note. Is there a difference between kicking from artificial or natural grass? See, that's a good one because
Yeah,
there's a difference.
that's ball knowledge right there. That's ball knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a huge difference. With artificial grass, it's a lot more consistent. I would say there's not a lot of like divots in the grass. Like when you play grass, like we played grass at Snapdragon Stadium, and throughout the process of a game, when you get to the third and fourth quarters, that grass is beat up because it's a little patchy. Like obviously you have the big guys and the big cleats, like kind of tearing up the grass in the middle. So like there's different levels of grass. Obviously when you're playing on natural grass, like it gets worn down. So you just kind of have to learn how to like play in that type of like environment because a lot of the NFL teams are on natural grass, like the Niners, like the Raiders. I believe the I want to say Miami is too. Yeah, Miami should be and the Bucks, and there's a bunch of teams. There's a bunch of teams that are natural grass. So a lot of kickers tend to struggle because all they do is practice on turf, and that turf is consistent because you're getting the same turf. It's flat. You're getting the same thing. Like it's easier to swing through. You're not gonna like make divots in the ground or stuff like that. You're not gonna slip as much as on grass. So I feel like when you play on grass, like you really see like who's been working kicking on grass, and who knows the environment that they're kicking in. Just because grass has a different feel to it. Me personally, I prefer kicking on grass. For some reason I just feel like I do better on grass. But yeah, it's different because turf it's a little bit easier. You're more consistent. You're able to like even if you mishit it and you hit some of the ground before you hit the ball, like it doesn't make impact. But on grass, if you hit the ball or if you hit the ground before you hit the ball, then it's going to make a big divot and you're not going to hit a good ball at all. So you kind of have to be a little bit more perfect on grass than on turf.
Yeah, it's a little different because like it can be softer and the other can be naturally different, you know?
Yeah. So honestly, depends.
Yeah. But as far as like for you, what would be your cheat diet, man? Like, you know, we all got something we can munch on, man. Like, you know, like if you're in the middle of nowhere, what would be your go-to place, man?
Yeah, me, it's tacos. Like,
Ooh.
just you can't go wrong with it. You know, it's not necessarily a high calorie meal, but like, you know, you get up in those numbers, and it could be. So for me, like I like a guy like I've tried different types of tacos, like cabeza, lengua, suadero, tripa, like any of that. Like I'm down to eat whatever, you know.
Oh yeah. But for you living out a dream, man, you kind of give us a lot of Hispanics a lot of hope, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah,
But
I know. I
what's
like.
your Hispanic race?
Yeah, so I'm Mexican. My dad was born in La Capital. My mom's family's from Michoacan, and she was born here in the States, but her parents were born over there. And then my dad came to the States, I believe, when he was 23 or 24, around that age.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, like see, that's the thing because my dad he came as a legal immigrant from Guadalajara. So
Okay.
yeah, my mom was from Texas, and my grandmother came from like Monte Rosas, which is like in the border of Brownsville.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, you know, a lot of us Hispanic people, when it comes to Mexico, they love wrestling and soccer. That's what it
Yeah.
comes down to.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember growing up every Saturday and Sunday we already had the Liga MX going on the TV at like 7 in the morning, and I'm just like, damn, like already? My dad always had it running.
Yeah. What about El Chavo? That would be like a that my grandma would watch. Oof,
Yeah,
yeah. It
he,
was a
he talked.
comedy.
Yeah, oh yeah, he talked about that a lot. I remember when we went, because a lot of my family stays in Leon, Guanajuato. So whenever we go and visit, whenever I visited as a kid, they would always have that on. I used to watch it. I used to be bored because I never had a phone or I didn't have anything back then, so I used to just watch it for like hours. I just sit there and watch it. It was always something funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. But hey, man, we've been going on pretty long, bro. I definitely appreciate your time, bro. I'm definitely rooting for you to succeed, bro, because you have a bright future, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be a successful NFL kicker when it's all said and done, bro. So whatever team takes a chance on you, man, I'm just going to say, man, I'm going to say, hey, I interviewed this guy years ago, and look at him now. I'm going to say this: you might be a Hall of Famer one day. You might be the next Adam Vinatieri. You might be the next Janikowski, man. Who
Mhm.
knows?
Yeah, just looking for the opportunity and then making the most of it. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And before we end this, bro, tell them who you are and what you're doing currently.
Yeah, so I'm Gabriel Plascencia, kicker in this year's draft class, draft eligible guy. Um, living, living to kick in the NFL, and that's all I'm trying to do is kick in the league and do it for my family, do it for the people, my family in Mexico as well, like doing it for my culture, doing it for the next guy, doing it for trying to create opportunities and opening doors for the next wave of Latino kicker to come in and do the same thing. So
Oh, absolutely. For everybody else, go check out San Diego State kicker Gabriel Plascencia, man. This guy can kick a 73-yard field goal. This guy is made with pressure. This guy is not your ordinary kicker, man. He's built like a defensive lineman, man. This guy's not afraid of tackling. This guy can kick. This guy's got confidence. This guy's got swagger. He's got background of family members playing soccer, man. He's got the recipe to be a successful kicker, man. Y'all need to check him out.
yeah, hit me up.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. And for everybody else, thank you for tuning in.